Welcome. How you doing today? Hope everybody's fine out there. One of the topics on this video is going to be about equality. Anybody know what that is? So what is feminism after? What's their goal? What do they tell people? It's they want equality. Females don't want equality. They want more than a man. They feel entitled. Lots of women you talk to and you guys out there know, they feel they are better than men. You can tell that they feel they're better than men, just because they are a female. And I suppose it's because they think they can have a baby. But what they don't understand is without a man, they're just a barren vessel. They say they want equality in the workplace, but what they really want is to have an advantage in the workplace. They want to have the availability to be able to do all the jobs a man does, but they don't want to do the dirty, horrible jobs. So these feminism movements are nothing to do with equality at all. In Earth's history, feminism, I think, was a good thing way back. You remember burning the bras? And they want to have the right to vote. But you have to ask yourself, why didn't they have the right to vote in the first place? Oh, I can hear loads of people out there saying, oh yeah, the patriarchy kept them down, that's the thing, that's the patriarchy, yeah. The reason why women didn't vote in those days is because they weren't interested in politics. Most women in those days found politics and politicians boring. But all us men know women like to yell and scream and yell about something and have some kind of drama going on. So the feminist movement was started way back. And the females realized that getting into government gave them more control. And being that women are very, very self-centered and quite selfish people, as we know men, don't we? When they get into any government position, they will always try and make it better for the females and female causes, not the males. When you're in government, you are supposed to be for the people and for the best interest of the people, male, female, whatever. Women don't tend to do that, and you only have to look on the news or the history to show you that. So all these females about wanting equality and yelling and screaming about it is a lot of rubbish. They just want to give the females the advantage and favour the females. The Prime Minister of the UK, May, is a female, of course. And she's championed loads of causes for females, brought in laws specifically for females, such as the upskirting law, where it's £2,500 fine and 2 years in prison. And she now has just appointed a defence minister and happens to be a female. Whether or not she is the right person for the job is irregardless. Females helping females. Quite the opposite of equality, isn't it? Well, I know that males too tend to sometimes favour males as well, but hardly anywhere as near as females. Females are just exclusively for females only. And it makes me wonder when they're giving speeches or something in front of a crowd and they look out at the crowd, do they only see females maybe in their mind and they don't see anybody else? The Trudeau government in Canada, Justin Trudeau is a feminist, so he says, and most of his government is female, at least a lot of them. And he hired the females because they had a vagina, not because they were capable of doing the job. And Justin Trudeau made Catherine McKenna the environmental minister, obviously a female, and she's called Climate Barbie by most people because she's a complete airhead. Because as we all know, guys, women haven't been downtrodden at all. They've had advantages through life more than a man has. So I believe that modern feminism nowadays is just another way for females to take the man's stuff by default. A man has to work hard to earn his way in life, whereas woman thinks it's entitled to her already, without doing anything. Anyway, that's just my thoughts, of course. Not every female's the same, but a majority are. So let's talk about gender neutral. Hey, that's good. We don't have a sex. We could be anything. And of course this gender neutral thing and all that is embraced by SJWs and feminists alike, because it's something else they can go on about. And they also like to involve themselves with the transgender causes as well. Now, of course, that's kind of backfired on them in a way, like a lot of things that they do. It always seems to be that it ends up hurting women more than it does men, their causes. So I don't know whether anybody else has noticed it or not, but a lot of the races, a lot of the sports things in female sports are being won by certain people who don't always look all that female. And they're winning everything. Women are losing everything. Real women, that is. You see, when it comes to endurance and strength, you can't beat testosterone. Estrogen just doesn't stand a chance. So basically, are male and females sort of equal in the world? Could there actually be real equality? And I think, yes, there could be, because if you understand that male and females have different strengths and weaknesses. I mean, we're built for different jobs on the planet. And I think a lot of men understand this. It's females that don't seem to quite get it. And yelling and screaming about how women can do anything and everything won't help them at all when they try and actually do what they say and it doesn't work out. The facts are that men have helped women all through their history. And what men have to do now is, because women have turned so toxic, try and unwire that hardwired thing of helping women. Because it is hardwired in us. Women wanted to do everything and anything, and they wanted to be firemen and everything. So everybody caved in and lowered the standards for a fireman. These females took the courses to try and pass the tests, and these males were helping them over the walls, lifting and helping carry the stuff that they were supposed to have to carry. You see, men helping women get through. In other words, if they didn't lower the standards of the test and none of the males helped these females at all, hardly anyone would have got through, except the really butch ones. So all these white knights out there that are still helping women, I know you can't help it in a way, but try not to, because you're not really helping them in the long run. If males completely stopped helping women getting up to that second step, then maybe females would see clearer and maybe see the truth. And the truth is kind of so easy. It's kind of like this. A basketball player has to be really tall. The taller the better, 6'7" and more maybe. That kind of lets me out. And yes, the basketball player can be male or female, however, most height comes usually from the male side. But let's call this team gender neutral. And you have somebody who's 6'7", somebody who's 6'9", 7'2". Or maybe not, that's a bit too tall. But let's assume we have a team like that, and somebody else wants to play on the team. And it has nothing to do with gender, because this is a gender neutral team. But this person's 5'2". So the 5'2" person doesn't make the team, obviously, for obvious reasons. So it's so simple in my mind that females are not suited for every job, and nor are males. But a male is suited for more jobs than a female, especially when strength and endurance is called for. Many years ago, when I heard women screaming and yelling as usual about wanting to do these jobs that were specifically for men, I thought that these females were just yelling and screaming because they liked the sound of their voices. And lo and behold, men let them in there and lowered all the standards and everything. So men out there, stop helping women. A lot of spoilt, entitled females have to learn the word reality. It's true what they say. Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind.
Cruel to be kind.